What if the secret to eternal life wasn't hidden in a mythical fountain or a futuristic lab, but in the depths of the ocean, within a creature no bigger than a fingernail? Meet Turritopsis dohrnii, the immortal jellyfish, a tiny, translucent organism that has baffled scientists and sparked dreams of unlocking the mysteries of aging. This unassuming creature, found in temperate and tropical waters around the world, holds the extraordinary ability to revert its cells to an earlier stage of life, effectively cheating death. But how does it do this? And what can it teach us about the limits of life and longevity? Let's dive into the fascinating world of the immortal jellyfish and explore the science, mystery, and implications of its seemingly endless life cycle. The discovery of immortality. The story of the immortal jellyfish begins in the late 1980s when a German marine biology student, Christian Sommer, was collecting hydrozoans, a group of small, predatory creatures related to jellyfish, off the coast of Italy. Among his samples was Turritopsis dohrnii, a species that initially seemed unremarkable. But as Sommer observed the jellyfish in his lab, he noticed something extraordinary. When stressed or injured, the jellyfish didn't die. Instead, it transformed itself back into its juvenile form, essentially resetting its life cycle. This process, known as transdifferentiation, allows the jellyfish to revert its specialized cells, like muscle or nerve cells, into more primitive, undifferentiated cells, which can then develop into any type of cell needed. In essence, the jellyfish turns back the clock, returning to its earliest life stage as a polyp, a tiny, stalk-like structure that attaches to surfaces and eventually buds off new jellyfish. From there, it can grow and mature all over again, repeating the cycle indefinitely. The science behind immortality. The key to the immortal jellyfish's remarkable ability lies in its unique cellular biology. Unlike most organisms which follow a linear path from birth to death, Turritopsis dohrnii can manipulate its cells to reverse the aging process. When faced with environmental stress, such as changes in temperature, salinity, or physical damage, the jellyfish activates a genetic program that triggers transdifferentiation. During this process, the jellyfish's cells undergo a kind of reprogramming, similar to how stem cells can develop into different types of tissue. For example, a muscle cell might revert to a simpler state and then transform into a nerve cell, or part of the jellyfish's outer layer. This cellular flexibility allows the jellyfish to essentially reboot its body, returning to its polyp stage and starting life anew. Scientists are still unraveling the exact mechanisms behind this process, but they believe it involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. One theory is that the jellyfish's ability to manipulate its cells is linked to its relatively simple body structure. Unlike more complex organisms, jellyfish lack centralized organs like brains or hearts, which may make it easier for them to reorganize their cells without catastrophic consequences. The evolutionary advantage. While the idea of immortality might sound like a superpower, for the immortal jellyfish, it's simply a survival strategy. In the unpredictable and often harsh environment of the ocean, the ability to revert to an earlier life stage provides a significant advantage. If conditions become unfavorable, such as a lack of food or the presence of predators, the jellyfish can essentially pause its development and wait for better times. This adaptability has allowed Turritopsis dohrnii to thrive in a wide range of environments, from the Mediterranean Sea to the waters of Japan and beyond. It's also thought to contribute to the jellyfish's ability to spread to new areas, as even a single individual can potentially give rise to an entire population through its repeated life cycles. The limits of immortality. While the immortal jellyfish's ability to revert its life cycle is extraordinary, it's important to note that this doesn't make it invincible. In the wild, Turritopsis dohrnii still faces numerous threats, including predation, disease, and environmental changes. Its immortality is more accurately described as a potential rather than a guarantee, a way to extend its life under the right conditions, rather than an absolute escape from death. Moreover, the process of transdifferentiation is not without risks. Reverting to an earlier life stage requires significant energy and resources, and there's always the possibility that something could go wrong during the transformation. For example, if the jellyfish's cells don't reprogram correctly, it could result in developmental abnormalities or even death. Implications for human science. The immortal jellyfish has captured the imagination of scientists and the public alike. not just because of its unique biology, but also because of the potential implications for human health and longevity. If we could understand and harness the mechanisms behind transdifferentiation, could we apply them to human cells? Could we one day reverse the effects of aging or regenerate damaged tissues and organs? While these questions remain speculative, research into the immortal jellyfish has already provided valuable insights into cellular biology and the aging process. For example, scientists are studying the genes and proteins involved in transdifferentiation to see if they could be used to reprogram human cells for medical purposes, such as repairing injuries or treating degenerative diseases. However, there are significant challenges to overcome. Human cells are far more complex than those of jellyfish, and our bodies have evolved to prioritize stability and specialization over flexibility. Introducing the ability to revert cells to an earlier state could have unintended consequences, such as the development of cancer or other disorders. Ethical and philosophical questions. The idea of immortality raises not only scientific questions, but also ethical and philosophical ones. If we could extend human life indefinitely, what would that mean for society? How would it affect issues like overpopulation, resource allocation, and the natural cycle of life and death? And on a personal level, would living forever truly be desirable? Or would it rob life of its meaning and urgency? These are complex questions with no easy answers, but they highlight the profound implications of studying creatures like the immortal jellyfish. While we may never achieve true immortality, the pursuit of understanding these organisms pushes the boundaries of what we know about life, aging, and the potential for transformation. The mystery continues. Despite decades of research, the immortal jellyfish remains shrouded in mystery. Scientists are still working to uncover the full extent of its abilities and the genetic mechanisms that make them possible. Each new discovery brings us closer to understanding not only this fascinating creature, but also the broader principles of life and longevity. In the meantime, the immortal jellyfish serves as a reminder of the incredible diversity and adaptability of life on Earth. It challenges our assumptions about aging and mortality, offering a glimpse into a world where the boundaries between life and death are not as fixed as they seem. Whether or not we ever unlock the secrets of its immortality, the immortal jellyfish will continue to inspire wonder and curiosity, inviting us to explore the mysteries of the natural world and our place within it. So the next time you gaze out at the ocean, remember, somewhere beneath the waves, a tiny, translucent creature is quietly defying the limits of life, reminding us that even in the face of the unknown, there is always the possibility of renewal. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content.